This has been a historic election for Pakistan. It's been the first time that power has been handed over from one democratic government to another, and this represents an important step forward for Pakistan's democracy. Likewise, we've seen a big voter turnout. It's been around 60% this time compared to 40% last time, showing that Pakistanis really wanted to be involved. And particularly, we've seen young people who had previously been disengaged from the election process come out and vote in large numbers. That's on the positive side, but on the negative side, we've seen this election has been really overshadowed by violence. More than 100 people have been killed in election-related violence, and the Taliban have targeted the secular parties, really preventing them from campaigning in any effective way, and which has actually skewed the result of the vote, meaning those parties have gained far less seats than they would have done without being targeted by the Taliban with this violence. Nawaz Sharif is a wealthy businessman who is the leader of one of Pakistan's two largest parties. He's been Prime Minister twice before, and he was ousted in a coup by General Musharraf in 1999. Since then, he's been in exile. He's a member of Pakistan's political elite. Like much of the political elite, he's been mired in corruption scandals. In terms of the type of politics he represents, his party is to the right, is linked to an Islamic agenda. And he's really in favour of economic liberalisation and a shift to the right. Primarily in terms of economic, security and constitutional issues. Pakistan's economy is in dire straits. It's really stagnating. It desperately needs, there's very high levels of unemployment, there's no growth, there's real problems with energy and power supply, so it desperately needs an injection of foreign investment, which he's going to have to try and find ways to stimulate the economy. It's going to be challenging, particularly there needs to be economic reform, including tax reform, which is going to be unpopular with the political elite. It's not clear if he can push that through. In terms of the security side, we know that Pakistan is facing multiple insurgencies across the country. How Nawaz Sharif is going to deal with those depends a little bit on to what extent that he is able to work together with the army, with whom he has a very difficult relationship. In terms of India, I think signs are positive. Nawaz Sharif has always said that he wants to improve relations with India. He tried to do so in the past, and he's likely to want to do so again, particularly because he sees India as being the main source of possible investment and trade for Pakistan to help Pakistan out of the economic problems it faces. In terms of Afghanistan, of course, he will need to bring the Taliban to the table if there's going to be any peace deal at all, following the 2014 withdrawal of NATO troops. And again, this really depends to the extent to which he can collaborate with the army to do that. In terms of relations with the US, this is more challenging. He has risen to power on a wave of anti-Americanism. He's used very anti-American language in his campaigning, but he's also said that he's willing to collaborate with the US, so it remains to be seen how he walks that fine line.